as the wall colour has dried here, I'm looking at it and it's a little bit brown for me. I'm going to darken it down again and then I'm going to render in the chair. So here goes. And again, like I said before, this is the real benefit of doing your elevations and having a look at your colour schemes and how everything works together in your vertical space. Because of course your elevations are vertical space and your plans are horizontal space. Yeah, that's better, because I want this room to be really dark, and in a way this is a little bit of an experimentation before you commit to your overall design scheme. And sometimes if you're going to be brave with your colour or go very dark or very colourful, an elevation or a perspective can be a really useful thing in sort of guiding you through this. I'm just going to use my pen here. Even now, looking at that, I'm much happier with that. I prefer the cooler colour rather than the sort of browner grey. I think it works better with the feel of the space. And that's one of the real benefits of using these markers, that they can just alter without, damaging what you've already done. They layer over each other beautifully. Now, okay, and this one I'm going to render in that little chair too. Now there's a lot of detail in this already that's been pulled out using one of the uni pins, so I would approach this from a very graphic standpoint, in that I'm taking my sandstone marker and I'm literally almost just blocking out the colour of this wicker stool. Okay, and that is sufficient. You don't need any more detail than that. If you start to put in more detail, then it just becomes very fussy and it's hard to read it and how it interacts with the overall colour scheme. Now also, the legs of this chair here, which we're just going to make the assumption they're metal. So I'm going to take my jelly roll pen and I'm just going to make them perhaps a little more obvious there. Yeah. And then I'm going to take my fine liner, my 0.1 fine liner, and just want to be sure that's dry, and just hit in a tiny little bit of shading there, just again to demonstrate that the light is coming in from the right hand side and under. Okay, so that's how you darken down a wall or alter the temperature of a wall or alter the colour as you're pulling your elevation together, and how to render something in, in a simple way that works for the overall scheme.